Okay, now that we have Python successfully installed and running, we're going to write our first program using what's called REPL, which stands for Read, Evaluate, Print, and Loop. And all this means, as we look at as an example here, is that we can write code on each line, and the Python interpreter will execute that code as we write it in, and it's an easy place to test code and write code snippets and to practice Python. So we can use this REPL interpreter with idle, or also just by typing Python at the terminal or at command prompt if you're on Windows. So let's go over to idle right now. And again, this can be opened with command space on a Mac, typing idle, or finding the icon in the taskbar. On a Windows machine, we can search idle in the list of programs and open it up that way. And again, if we're in a terminal or at command prompt on Windows, we can just type Python, and that will also get us into REPL. Here, you see these three arrows, these three carets indicate that we are in the Python REPL, ready to enter commands and enter Python code. So first of all, we're going to create a story here, and let's add some variables. So let's put our name equals quotations, and then insert your name there. These quotations mean that's a string, and we'll get more into that in a bit. Then let's add our age. No quotations around that, because we want that to be represented as a number. And let's also put a place, just any place. I'm going to put a forest. And favorite food, let's say ice cream. I like ice cream. And lastly, let's put a thing here. I'm going to say sword. And all these are in quotes because they're strings. Now I'm going to paste this in, but feel free to pause the video and copy that or something similar to make your story. And what we're doing here is we're creating a new variable called story, and we're assigning it to an F string. That's the letter F, 3 double quotes in a row, and then text, and 3 double quotes to end. And this represents a text string, an F string, where each word that's enclosed with curly braces, as we see here, you see that's enclosed with these curly braces, is representing one of our variables. So it's going to replace the word in curly braces with our actual value for the variable for all of these. So now the fun part is we can print that story and see what happens. We're printing this variable story, which holds this F string. All right, so let's hit enter. And there we go. Once upon a time, Joseph was walking along in a forest eating ice cream. I could work on my grammar there. That's okay. Joseph suddenly found a sword. Then appeared 35 orcs. Joseph then defeated all of the orcs with the sword. Hooray for Joseph. So you can see here, if you are older, you get more orcs. If you're younger, you get less orcs. And that, my friends, is just a simple example of what we can do with Python and F strings and variables, and how we can use REPL, or this Python prompt here, either in idle or, as we saw, at the terminal or command prompt on Windows, and we can run simple Python code and practice. And we're going to be using this a lot early on in this course, so we'll get familiar with it. And anyway, that was the first program I wanted to introduce you to, and good work, and we'll see you in the next video.